crazy, dude. Let me scream in the requisite chat. That's insane.
Yeah. Insanity.
What's poppin'? It's poppin', G's. What's going on? What's happening? Hello. In English,
Hello.
please.
Hi, I'm Googer. I'm here.
No way. No way. How about you, Sam? How you doing?
I'm doing. I was doing good, but now I feel absolutely horrible because you've misspelled Temperament in the announcement. It's Temper.
Oh, I thought it was.
And he will die for your sins.
Oh no! How will I ever reclaim my fucking honor? Oh no! I fixed it.
Exactly.
There we go. It is fixed. It's done.
It's done. You may live for now.
Yeah. Hey everybody. Welcome to another iteration of DBA Downtime's short stories. This being a spin-off or side series to our more or less weekly tabletop RPG run in the anime campaign or Epithet System, known as Destruction Bench Agreement, as it is a role-playing game of the tabletop variety. That genre typically has a couple hallmarks. You got your typical turn-based combat, what have you, but there's also the roleplay, the characters, the story, the plot, all that horseshit going on. And the point of this DBA side series is to do typically smaller, little story-based events. Maybe have a combat or a scenario in them, but primarily usually not. The idea being, hey, these are in some way relevant, important, or just fun little things where the various characters of DBA continue going on with their own little stories outside of the typical camera view of DBA, how it usually works, where everything is filmed and shown on broadcast on live television, unless otherwise specified. Short stories ain't that. So yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We're doing some fun story stuff with DBA. We got, I'd say, the primary person that is, I guess, how do I want to start this? We'll start with Rosche this time, considering they are the player of the primary character here.
Hi. It's me, Rosche. You recognize me. Even though you probably shouldn't. It's probably not good for mental health to recognize a cognito hazard and so on. Today, I'm playing Fukura. Funny robot girl. You might remember her from her last appearance. Or you might not.
You might not. And then we've got Sam, our GM for this, as well as the creator of Fukura.
Hello, yes, it's me. Hi, it's me, Bits, whichever. GM Guild of the Unknown, go watch that sometime that's not now. And GM of this, go watch that now. We've set up a funny short story because, Fukura is in an interesting state of, she should be classed up, but she's not. Why is that? In a meta sense, it's because I've been in a fugue state of no creativity for the past 7 months. We have excuses in canon too.
Yeah. As Sam said, pull back the curtain a little bit. The whole thing with this is to sort of go into that kind of stuff with Fukura. What's going on with her? What exactly is happening? post that most recent appearance where class up may or may not have supposed to have been happening. Hold on one second. Bada bing. Alright, yeah. You may be wondering, who am I? And who's this other person next to Fukura? Hey, I'm Patronix or Soleil, whichever you prefer. Am I streaming this today? I know I said this yesterday, and mentioned how, because of circumstance, yada yada, one or the other thing, right? But this'll probably, for real, be the actual last stream I'm doing on my old PC, which is, if you've watched literally any of DBA that I've streamed up until this point, is the PC that I have always been using / streaming from. So, that's pretty cool. This is very likely the last time I'll be, streaming with it. And today, I am going to be playing Wess Rail, friend of Fukura's, and that's why he's here in particular. So, yeah. If you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when we're now, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel. Whether it's more DBA, it's spin-offs, tabletop games, or anything else, you should make sure to join our Discord server. Fine dining, yo! There it is, whoa! There's the link. Go there to get notified when we're going live, how we're going live, why we're going live. Yeah. Bada bing. It's Community Discord. Place to go to be in the know. Follow and sub to the channel if you haven't already. But with all of that being said and done, I think we're good to go. So I'll hand it over to either one of you two, probably Sam, to get us into what we're doing here.
Yeah, I can get us into things. So as briefly mentioned in the announcement for this session, but if you didn't arrive here from there, or you're watching this in post, you'll probably want to know that basically sometime after the events of the session in which Fukura should have classed up, she received a message, email, etc. from effectively from the CEO of Temperament, wanting to set up a meeting for various potential reasons. And so here we are at the beginning of that meeting, and let me get the proper music started here. As you both pull up in effectively the sort of center square of Daybreak Bay, where there are a lot of various office and buildings and such of a lot of important companies, and you are in front of a very large, imposing building that stretches high up into the sky, coming not quite straight up, but inward slightly, almost like a pyramid, as it goes to not quite a point, but close at the top, very, very, very high up. And in front of you, in front of the entrance, there is a large logo with embossed text in front of it, above the entrance, that says Temperament.
Fukura probably just is, just out of the, vehicle they came in from, considering they probably just had some dude drive them here. And she's like, wow, what a place. Finally fucking going somewhere in the world.
Pretty big, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Come back from the future, you show up, do some cool things, and then suddenly a big tech corporation's looking for you.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you made it big time. Actually, do you know, is it just because of the DBA stuff, or is there something else they're bringing you in here for?
I guess I don't know specifically what they're after, but I do have a general side gig, you could call it, where I do a whole lot of other stuff. I've sort of interfaced myself into the whole, network of this whole time period, because, gotta find some way to do things,
Yeah. I mean,
Fukura puts one of her hands, like, on her hip, sort of like, feeling good about herself.
yeah. Well, let's go in here and show these guys what you've done.
Yeah, sure. And I will note, just for the sake of it, Fukura, considering how, I think it's been a little while since Fukura and Wess last interacted. Fukura seems a little bit weirdly, different with their mannerisms, in a way that's probably hard to explain because it's been so long since they last interacted. But also on top of that, wow, their epithet has a weird aura to it. Some of it is kind of bad, but some of it's like, wow, that's really strong. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, hey, if nothing else, you definitely have gotten a lot more chipper since last time I saw you.
Oh, yeah. Uh, yeah. It's kind of a lot. Feeling pretty good about myself, but also feeling kind of like bad. Not really bad, but like, unexpected. Weird. But, generally excited.
As you begin to walk into the building, you don't know perhaps exactly what you're expecting. Maybe something like cold or confusing or just something, or whatever else might be behind these doors. And you enter, and it's perhaps not exactly what you expect. As you see, there's just a little reception area
Huh.
Ah, homie.
with a girl sitting behind a computer behind the sort of entry desk area. Kind of, it looks like she probably should be doing some kind of work, but is very much not right now.
This place is pretty snazzy.
She notices as you enter. Hello, welcome to Temperament offices. If you're looking for the store, it's just around the block.
Is that a typewriter with a computer monitor attached?
Yeah, it's kind of old style. I think that's what I've been told, anyways. It's just like what we have here.
Certainly looks like a hodgepodge of stuff. I don't know why I was expecting this place to be sort of like a, like mad scientist laboratory, like all metal kind of place, but, it's actually kind of nice to see, like, carpet.
Yeah, it's a lot different than a lot of lobbies I've been in, though. I mean, a lot of lobbies I've been in have been desolate and destroyed. She sort of looks around, nods. It's real weird. I only just saw that, you guys had, typewriters before actual computers or whatever. And, seeing two of them just sort of mashed together is kind of awkward.
I mean,
How do you get that to work? That's analog technology with digital.
Do you have some kind of appointment, or?
Oh, yeah. Fukura Rose.
Hi.
Looks to the side, looks ahead. The, person I'm supposed to meet with someone here, pretty sure. They literally got a guy to drive me here with my best friend.
Oh, right. Sorry, let me check the database really quick. She types a few things on the keyboard and looks up something really quick. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, right. You're the one person that. Okay. Now I understand now.
Hey, good. I thought I was being punked for a second here.
No, sorry, it's okay. She should be waiting for you in her office. Here, let me guide you up there as she, sort of opens a little door here. On the side exits. The elevator's right over this way.
Ah, cool. Guide. She just sort of puts her hands behind her head and starts walking. Ah, man, Wes, you should have been there.
Huh?
We went to this office, like, can't have been more than a couple weeks ago. Fought a giant tree lady. It was real cool.
Sure. I mean, there's lots of stuff that people fought in DBA. I've fought, like, well, a whole bunch of things at this point. But, hey, I mean, tree lady, sure can be cool. Makes, leaves, branches.
Nah, this was different. It was like, it was different in a way that's hard to describe. I can tell you the full story later, but, like, you just should have been there.
Just, takes his hands, put them in his pockets. Yeah, so sounds like it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's some big old fight that happened on DBA or something. Maybe they have one of the data things on it.
Ooh, probs.
Yeah, Wes will head up to the elevator.
Yeah. The elevator's open. This girl walks in ahead of you. Alright, Miss Kalaya should be waiting on the top floor for you, so we'll just go ahead and hit that
Jeez,
button.
this elevator's huge!
Yeah, it is very big. It is technically a cargo elevator, as well as a regular service elevator. Here's the thing, right? Because, like, sometimes we need to transport a lot of, like bigger equipment or a lot of, like, pieces of equipment all at once onto different floors, and so, the elevator's really big, but to save on space and not needing to run a bunch of different elevators at the same time, it is also just the service elevator at the same time. And you notice in the doors there, it's almost like there's sort of different, like, sized doors on the wall. Some of, like, there's like a smaller door and inset into a much larger sort of cargo door looking thing.
Yeah, jeez, talk about all purpose, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure the 24 computer husks probably like looking at the floor pattern. Say, by the way, what's your name? Reception lady.
Right, I have not introduced myself. My name is Mary. Nice to meet you.
Mary.
Why did I not recognize it? Why did I not recognize? I
was like, I've seen this icon before. Who? Oh.
I just, it didn't click. It didn't click.
Oh my god.
Would you like some gum? She pulls out a thing of gum.
Oh, I don't have a mouth.
Right. How about you?
Well, sorry, what? Mouth? What? Food?
Gum?
Sure, I'll take gum.
As
She
with
gives you some gum. It's
Thanks.
gum.
Choose gum.
as with probably a while ago from Wes's recollection, though, Fukura's fucking robot body like sparks a little bit, and then just the screens go to this. It just like, I'd love to take a bite though. Snaps back. Ah, fuck. Calm down. Shit.
If you don't have a mouth, how would you take a bite of gum?
Well, no, that's what she was saying.
Good question.
That's what she was saying, right? Is like, if she had the capability, she'd want to try it. You know, that's what she
Yeah.
I get it.
Fukura, like, rubs her head. Fuck me, that's been happening so much recently.
Don't worry, I'm sure you'll be able to try gum eventually.
Hopefully. She, leans against the, elevator door. Yeah. Sure hope whatever this, Kalaya person wants to talk about can help me fix that shit, cause like, ever since that big ol' fight, my head's been fucking hurting.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like you're saying there, if there's anyone that might know how to fix something like that, I mean, this person's the CEO of big tech company. I mean, I'm sure they got the resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean, I meant...
she's like really smart and skilled with like technology and robotics. So like, I'm sure she can do something for you. Like maybe that's like a part of like this meeting or something.
I'm sure it's probably just a business opportunity, but I wouldn't mind being paid up front. She like looks to the side with a little mischievous goober look. Though it is pretty swanky getting to meet like the CEOs of both the real big tech companies in this area. I mean, I'm not on like friendly terms with Stardust, but I mean, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
lots of crazy stuff going on around here, and it seems like you know what you're doing, so looks like everyone wants to talk to you.
Fukura has the accomplished smile of someone who has stolen 4 credit card informations.
A little bit more time passes as the elevator sort of moves upwards relatively smoothly. It's a very large elevator meant for heavy loads, and there's just 3 people on it, so it's not really struggling at any amount to go upwards. And eventually, it stops. There's a little ding, and the door up top opens up. All right. Miss Goliath's office is right this way, so follow me.
Alright then. She puts her hands in her pocket and just does like, you know, a little stroll. So, what do you think this person's gonna look like or like want or whatever?
Look like, I mean, like Wess, like thought bubble manifests above his head of first impression of like mad scientist as lightning cracks in the background, right? No, probably not that. This person seems a bit more like fancy and like businessy type. Thinks of like generic like money bag CEO looking guy, and I imagine they're probably pretty fancy looking. They look like they got that whole, I don't know, modern designer kind of vibe. Like points towards the carpet on this elevator. So they're probably gonna have some nice business professional fancy wear. What they're gonna be like, I have no clue.
Some part of me is thinking, probably maybe some mechanical stuff on them, just because, you know, they use their own stuff. And then maybe a tail. I feel like tails are common around these parts.
Certainly more common than anywhere else I've ever been.
Alright, as
let's
you
take a look.
Step in, you briefly hear as Mary sort of steps off the elevator and into the area. She just sort of, you just sort of hear her call out, "Hey, Mom, Miss Fukura Rose is here for her meeting." And you step in, and it's interesting because it seems like this elevator steps basically right into her office. As you see the a person sitting at a desk, sort of typing away at a much more advanced system than you saw down at the entry area.
Yeah, Wes like leans into Fukura. See, I was about right. Like, kind of in the right ballpark.
About right. Tail too. Alright.
Oh yeah. Okay, we were both right. We both had like the right idea.
Hey!
She finishes typing something up and sort of swivels her chair forward towards you. Hello there. Welcome to Temperament.
Glad to be here. This is, my bud, Wess.
Yep. So, Oh, bud. Wess.
Nice to meet you too. Looking at her, it's fairly weird looking at her, trying to look sort of directly at her, because, you know, the tendency when talking to a person to be polite is to, like, look at their eyes, but it's... Looking at her eyes feels weird because there are, like, weird gear-like structures that are sort of, like, methodically ticking, in the backs of her eyes, almost like the mechanisms of, like, a clock or something. And it's just very weird to look at.
Does it feel like they're like actual gears, or is it like they just have a weird pattern that is moving?
It is more sort of like a mix of both. It's weird. This person is you can effectively chalk it up to it is probably some kind of epithet thing.
Funky epithet stuff going on.
Well, welcome to Temperament. Sorry, I don't really have seating in my office. I don't commonly have in-person meetings up here, but it seemed like the best way to handle this for various reasons.
Well, you know, it's cool. I always got my own.
Right.
Could you set the campus to back?
Yes, I can. There you go.
Yo, Wes, have a seat.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right. So, as for why I've asked you here today for a meeting, long story short, I have been following your progress in DBA for quite a while. I generally pay attention to DBA and its sort of goings-on. You'd be stupid not to, as the owner of a big corporation in this city. And something about you in particular caught my eye, not just because of your robotic body, but some interesting potential details about it. And something rather confusing.
Oh,
that
you're
I think
interested.
has come to light.
So you're interested in your opponent's, technology level in the future, I guess.
That is admittedly a part of it, yes. But there are other theoretical things as well. As well as something slightly confusing. If my calculations are correct, based on what I've seen, you should have received some kind of major change or sort of power-up recently that hasn't quite happened correctly. Am I right?
She sort of like leans back a little bit, kicks her legs. I mean, sure. I can grant you the idea that that might have been a thing that happened.
Right. Obviously, as much as I would love to have the opportunity to study the details of your robotic body and various functions in depth, you are obviously your own person and you don't have that kind of time, and at the very least I want to sate a few curiosities and potentially engage in some sort of mutual agreement together. With that said, to get things started, the easiest way to start with this would be if you would be willing to for me to conduct a brief scan of your body to continue to get just the general specs and details about it, to confirm a few things and see where we go from there.
Let me consult with my business partner here. Swivels on the campus. What do you think? I think this sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, do you think a scan could hurt?
I mean, no, probably not. But I mean, I don't know what this lady's deal is. And I mean, I don't really have... actually, It's not like she knows I'm here. Thinks a moment. I think I take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty. Swivels back around, hops off. Sure, let's go. Begin the scan.
Alrighty. Alright then. Mary, if you could, with the scanning device. Great. Mary just sort of walks up next to you and pulls out what looks like to be some sort of like scanner that you'd like scan something at like a barcode at a cash register. That sort of infrared scanner, and she sort of pulls it up and this don't worry, this won't hurt at all, it'll only take a second. As she sort of points it at you as if she's going to use it to scan you, and then freezes for a moment as her face sort of goes blank for a second. Her eyes begin sort of like glowing a little bit, and weird techno things happening with it, and then a beam of light basically comes out as a sort of like, a horizontal scanning beam sort of thing, and goes from her eyes down initially to the ground, and then sort of slowly scans you up and down a couple of times before stopping, and a bunch of like various general like things sort of scroll across her eyes for a few seconds as she continues to stand there, and then stops, and her expression comes back. Alright, done. See, it wasn't a problem at all.
Sorry. Fukura, takes that in.
Yeah, looks over to Wes. He, kind of slowly shrugs with, I don't know, look, eye sweepers. He doesn't say that, but, he's, shrugging.
Looks over to her, this is just, alright.
She is, currently holding what looks like a very, modern tablet thing, and pressing a few things and sort of, looking at some stuff on it. Alright. Do you need me for anything else here, or was that it? No, I think that'll be it. You know what? Since you're, up and about anyways, Mary, do you think you could, check on your sister? I think she recently got back from her most recent trip. She should be on the development level. Right. Alright, I can do that. See you later. She sort of, gives you both a brief wave, and then, hops back on the elevator, presses a button, and the door closes, and it starts going down.
Sister, huh? Do you have a lot of kids?
I do not know. Only the two. If you're curious, I can briefly explain their situation, but if not, we can just continue with the meeting.
Kinda curious, but we can continue with the meeting and then I'll ask.
Alright then. Give me a moment to look over things here. She looks back at the tablet and, generally pressing a few things and working with it. And her eyes seem to, go wide for a second before, going back. Platinum was right. Goddamn. Right then, that answers a lot of questions about your body.
Oh, if it makes a difference, my hands are of a different make. She wiggles the hands, pulls up her sleeve to show they look pretty much seamless, but it's oh yeah, wait, no, that was put on there recently.
Yeah, I can gather as much from the specs and details here. It's very interesting. There are, of course, a number of, parts here that seem to be, CPEP in origin. But there are at least a few that, as far as I can tell, appear to be in origin to our company as well.
Ah.
Sort of mishmash, if you will.
I fucking knew. Pauses. Actually, I didn't. Fucking kind of half remember it. Either way, of course that fucking down under piece of shit slum company had a mishmash of different parts going on there. Figured they were going under.
It's a bunch of, like, company mergers or something, yeah?
She, like, shrugs, goes 50-50. When it was sort of like, because I've seen a couple movies. It's like, imagine if instead of multiple different companies, you just had one company that probably just scrounged together all the parts from all the other companies and had none of the original people and were just kind of like in name only that thing and just jacking up the prices because they were the only ones who were doing it. Shrugs.
Right.
Future sucks.
It's particularly interesting here because some of the parts included in your being seem to be things we're currently working on developing, so...
Yep.
Very strange. Depending... How far in the future did you say you were from, if you remember?
You like she does like a squinty-eyed expression, like the expression of someone who's like looking off at the distance at something they can't quite see from this like this far away, and they're like, yeah, I noticed that you guys like do the years and numbers. I didn't really have those.
I understand.
It was kind of collapse of society.
Interesting.
Well, not really. I guess there was still... Her head sparks a bit. Ow.
Right. Onto the major issue at hand. Looking at your specs and the full body scan, I have a few theories as to what might be going on. Obviously, this is a sort of hodgepodge mishmash of various parts, just sort of stuck together. However, whoever developed it could manage or produced it, and there seems to be a number of faulty parts to an extent. Things that don't seem to be working correctly, stripped wires, probably at least a few sections that are short-circuiting to some extent.
Oh, yeah. Got the shit kicked out of me before I got here. Makes sense.
My guess would be, since you appear to be the entire and functionally entirely robotic body with a consciousness connected inside of you, it's very possible that a number of these faulty wirings, as well as a few very loose connections, or some that aren't connected at all, are inhibiting the flow of information between your body and your mind, as it were. Effectively, there is almost a sort of delay and negative response time, and effectively, you're not really able to right now make full use of the of your body, given the number of faulty connections.
Basically, the controls are all, I guess, lagged down or something?
Something like that. That would likely explain your current state, where you're... Effectively, you should have reached some kind of power-up that is your body is lagging behind on, but your mind has reached.
I'm gonna switch it to this expression, but take this to be a little bit more like an inquisitive, like, head tilt sort of expression, like...
Yeah.
Confused a little bit.
Well, let me tell you, Fukura, if you've been going this whole time with some sort of lag between your brain and your body or whatever, if we can fix it here or something, I mean, imagine what you'll be able to do.
I mean, yeah, but, like, I've been feeling fine, generally speaking. I mean, sometimes my head sparks, and, I mean, like, she like moves her arm, like her left arm. I mean, this feels normal, unless like I'm moving at like a sixth of the normal time to you guys, and you just haven't told me or something. Like,
No, it's nothing like that. It's more like
am I
the
like?
transfer. It's not so much that you are like functioning slowly or anything like that. It's more that you're functioning, I guess, inefficiently. Uh, in a sense that your current body is not able to output the degree of power that your mind has reached. To put it in other words, to put it in more basic understandings of functioning with an epithet, so to speak. You The best way to put it is that effectively you, because of this disconnect between your mind and your body, you should have been able to reach some kind of class up, and you haven't been able to. I may be able to fix that for you.
Oh shit, for real?
Yes. Normally there'd be some kind of charge, but to be honest, the information I get from this body scan and your specs, I think, is more than enough as payment. I would be willing to attempt to perform
This is the
the
second
fix
time
for
I've
you.
gotten good information freebies. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, free upgrade, huh?
Yo, you got like a changing room we can do this in, or is this like we do this like right here, like?
Normally, if the change were simple enough, if the fix were something small like fixing a few wire connections and such, then I would be able to do it here directly with my epithet. But there are a lot of problems, enough that we are going to need a more sophisticated machine. Luckily, I have something like that prepared in my office for various purposes. One moment. She sort of
Ooh, this is
reaches,
gonna be fucking sick.
steps over to a side of her desk and sort of reaches into like pulls out a drawer, reaches into it and presses a button under the lid. And there's a bit of like metal groaning and like things opening as the wall over here sort of presses outwards a bit and then slides down and reveals a section off to the side here.
Oh, holy shit, you got the whole secret room set up.
You know, don't know why I didn't expect that one.
Okay.
Not exactly secret, more of it doesn't exactly look conducive to a nice office space, but I have this up here primarily to assist with particular upgrades my daughters might need that can't be
Fuck.
handled by our general development team.
Cool. Alright. So, hey. That's real cool. Dismisses the campus. Though, just cause I don't want... Just cause, I mean, we're gonna be doing some very intensive Lady on Robot stuff to get this all fixed, Wes. You might wanna, look away, cause,
Yeah,
privacy.
yeah.
Does, like, a wink at them, like, trying to get them fucking... like, embarrassed, I guess.
Don't worry, I'll look away. I get it. This is some private robot, whatever. But I'm taking a look at whatever is going on over here.
You likely
These are
won't be able to see anything specific, anyways. There's primarily just there'll be some basic specs on the screen over here, but otherwise, you won't be visualizing much.
Oh shit, we're closing it?
Yes, that's it needs to be for safety reasons.
All right.
Alright,
Well,
see ya.
yeah. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Wes. Actually, hold on. One sec. So you have a hand to hold. Summons it.
Whenever you're ready, step into the chamber and we can get things started.
Sure. This thing right here?
Yep.
Jeez, that chamber over there is certainly something.
Sure.
You step into the chamber. The CEO presses a few things on it, and the door closes. Give me a moment. And she starts typing away, pressing a bunch of stuff on the thing. A lot of information shows up on the screens on this terminal. These generators start on the side start powering up and sparking with electricity. You'd see a number of tools sort of like come out from the sides of these machines as well and enter the sort of chamber, and they start working away. And give me a moment, as I will start playing. As there is as she's working for a bit, there is the what you would likely call the familiar flash of white from inside. Is this track working?
It always takes a couple seconds. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
I know we're playing at the regular volume, but I think it'd be really, really, really funny if it was just, like, muffled.
It would be. I unfortunately didn't have that prepared.
Whoa, is everything okay now?
Everything seems to be progressing smoothly. This is just the, you could equate this effectively to her body catching up to her mind, so to speak.
After a second, the campus sputters a bit and then pops.
Is that supposed to be happening? You know,
Everything seems to be fine. Everything is working normally. That's likely just a progression of the epithet needing to bring in all the power it can. In one moment.
Right, alright, so it didn't, like, explode, it's just going back. Okay, no, I get it. Alright, no, I get it.
A few more moments pass, and she types a few last things and then presses a button, and we're finished. As the door opens, and you see a significantly improved Fukura step out.
Oh, damn. Not what I was expecting, but I like it.
Yeah, she sits on the side of the thing, takes a second. I had a funny thought for if they came out the other one, but that it's good and fine. They just like sort of stretch out a little bit. Wow, I feel better. I feel like the fucking right and left halves of my brain are now connected. Pretty cool. Oh shit.
I went ahead and while we were working on you, I made a few additions. I hope you don't mind. I think they will be helpful to you.
Oh yeah, no, this shit's really cool. It's just like, wow, I think I was a bad person. Oh well. Drugs.
Whoa, you got, like, goggles instead of TVs now!
Oh, I think these are, like, a lot of eyes. I can kind of... I feel like a bug. She, like, sort of, like, waves her arm and, like, 3 little fucking things fly around her, and she, like, wiggles the weird mechanical grabby hand tail she has. What the fuck? Holy shit. Okay, cool.
And with that, let me go ahead and post all of your Class 2 stuff. Would you like me to post the outclass publicly, or just send it to you?
You know, why don't you just post it? You know, why don't we just fucking come out with it? I don't know what it is.
Let's just we'll just fucking come out with Fukura's outclass.
Oh god,
it's a little bit long. Fukura's outclass.
Total rewire. Uh-oh.
Yeah. In a brief burst of power, Fukura hurts herself into a target's brain and starts messing around with whatever she can find, attempting to permanently alter their brain chemistry for her own benefit. Once used on the target, she can set a number of restrictions on them, paying the cost of the outclass for each restriction she places, which is why it's a 10x cost. These can be basically anything from helping me and my allies to don't move from that spot to whatever else you can think of. Instead of creating a restriction, you can also instead choose to alter the target's general temperament, whether that being how they think or act, their opinions on the party, etc. When placing these restrictions, Fukura alters the target's brain itself, predisposing them to follow her restrictions. Unfortunately, it's extremely difficult to permanently alter someone's mind, and it will resist in an attempt to restructure back to its normal state. The target may choose to ignore Fukura's restrictions. However, every time they break a restriction or otherwise fight against Fukura's modifications, they take 10 irreducible mental damage and roll the triggering action with disadvantage, or roll if it would normally be an unrolled action, as they fight against their own brain to achieve what they want. This is not considered a debuff and cannot be normally cleansed, and it also bypasses normal mental defenses.
Oh,
The
very
effect
cool.
normally lasts until the end of a combat or scene. However, the GM/owner of the character, if the GM/owner of the character wishes, they may choose to have Fukura's tampering have a semi-permanent effect on the target. As a note, this is strictly a choice of the person who owns the affected character. It is not forced. You do not have to have them permanently altered if you don't want to.
So Fukura just fucks up your shit, basically.
Yeah, I forgot to put the limitation on it. It would effectively be once per arc.
Okay.
You like pseudo brainwash them.
And now for your other class 2 stuff.
Woohoo! Universal interface.
Oh. New passive, enhanced robotic augments. With a new improved augment, with a new improved body, Fukura has gained another benefits that she can make use of both in and out of combat listed below. One of them is robotic limbs. You have a bunch of extra robotic hands and arms that you can produce and use for chain multitasking. They each have their own mini processing power that lets them perform asynchronous tasks without overloading Fukura's brain. You also have a special robotic tail with a powerful claw on the end that you can use as a swift action on your turn to perform like general action stuff. Improved mental processing. With your epithet and mind or powerful interfacing with your body yourself, Fukura is able to process information at rapidly increased speed and performance compared to humans, giving you passive resistance to mental effects and damage, and making it a lot possible to comprehend complex details and information and perform generally crazy mental feats of math and reasoning within seconds. You also have from this electronic implements. From USB drives to listening devices, you can produce just about any sort of small electronic device you could think of in just about any scenario. All of them interface directly with Fukura's body, meaning if they are tampered with, hacked, or modified, Fukura will effectively immediately know. Universal interface, you can basically interface with any sort of technology easily, and you're incredibly resistant to any sort of hacking or counter control of your own, because of your robotic body essentially running off of your mind and epithet. And then an extra, etc. condition of just, realistically, there's a bunch of potential funny robotic things that Fukura can now do, not listed here, so if you want to try and do any sort of thing, you can, under the etc. condition, and the GM can determine if it fits, and what action economy it would take, if any.
Very cool.
And last but not least, a new ability.
Yippee!
Yippee.
Woohoo!
Yeah, new ability, Hollow Fukura. Bonus action. With her increased capabilities, Fukura is able to produce a single cognitive clone of herself anywhere within her movement range. At first glance, this clone appears to simply be Fukura, though close inspection, either through directly interacting with it or a DC 11 roll, would reveal it as fake. Even if the clone is recognized as fake, however, it can still act as a secondary node for Fukura's abilities and basic attack at the same time as her. By spending the cost of this ability again whenever Fukura uses a main action, she may have her clone duplicate the action on a different target, using the same instance of the action as Fukura, same roll, buff applied, etc. This does not allow for buff stacking past your normal capabilities. So you can't oh, I get 3 DR effect, give one person 6 DR, like, you can't do that. And the Hollow Fukura uses her non-campus versions of her abilities. The clone may be dismissed as a free action at no cost, but in order to move it to a new location, the ability must be used again. And as a note, this would effectively be your first class to upgrade past 60. I'm just giving it to you now because it is more thematically appropriate for her stuff. So effectively, your next what would be your next upgrade is this ability. But
Wow.
you just have it now.
I am fucking sick. I'm fucking goated. I feel so good right now.
Hell yeah!
But I also feel kind of bad because wow, holy shit, the future. Wow, I'm remembering a whole lot. And wow. Just a lot. Just very wow.
Like, you remember, like, all of it now, or just, like...
Yeah.
Blink?
Leaving it at that. I'm sure you still like me. I'm still the same person after all.
I mean, I don't... he, like, scratches the back of his head.
Well, it's really awkward to talk about. I was actually really violent, and I'm kind of like, very awkward. I feel that's very awkward to talk about.
Right.
We can get into it later if you really, really want, but, like, generally speaking, I'm good.
I mean, if you say so, then yeah, probably be good to talk about that at some point. I mean, if anyone, I already time travel, so...
Yeah. And now, like, fuck, we can probably just go on a whole bunch of different stuff together. I mean, you're fucking super powerful, I'm super powerful, we can take on the fucking world. You're the one who punches people, and I'm the one who fries them.
Yeah. Let's focus on that positive for now, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and basically, Fukura, like, twirls out of Wess's vision, and by the time he looks back, just like, boop.
Oh, hold on. He, like, leans in, like, turns to the CEO. You just make her a person? You gave her skin?
Always been like this.
If I had to assume this is a effect of her epithet to some degree, this is not a modification I made.
She fucked me up good, Wess.
He like stares her down.
Like puts her hand behind her head, like.
To be clear, we do technically have the resources in order to create artificial human tissue and bodies and work with that sort of thing, but that would require much more time and more extensive modifications than I performed or would reasonably expect to do here. There would be a lot more legal work as well, signing consent forms and such.
Nah, I'm sick with it. This is good.
So all right. So you didn't do it. You're strong enough now to make yourself like human again.
Well, yeah, I can kind of make myself, like, post this. I can make myself human again, generally speaking, for as long as I want. But also, I could make myself, if you feel a little more persuaded by it, turns into a demon. This. Or, like, makes herself look like a weird alien. This. Or, like... generally me, but something different. Turns back to robot.
Oh, okay. No. You're using your epithet to mess with how I'm seeing you, huh? That's what's going on?
I'm mostly messing with how I'm seeing myself.
With how you're
Which then in turn fucks up with you, yeah.
Okay, alright, no. Alright, okay. I get it now. I get it. He, puts his hands in his pocket. Jeez, you had me really, like, both excited and scared for a second there. But no, this is just how... This makes sense with how you usually do things.
He skips a little bit, twirls around. And, let's see here, this little guy's gotta be something different, right? I mean, I did just sort of dismiss him to fuck with you a little bit, Wes, but let's see.
Oh, come on, that wasn't even like a...
Oh. She, like, looks it over. Right. Epithet construct, not my body. You didn't get an upgrade. Boop. Well, generally all good. By the way, you didn't, like, put any, like, tracking devices or anything in this. Just to be clear, right?
I did not know, and even if I did, I suspect that you would probably be aware of it fairly easily.
Yup.
She is sort of like looking at some stuff on her tablet again, as she is sort of saying this, and as you two have been having this conversation. Very interesting. You might be interested to know that, realistically speaking, the modifications I made to your body are relatively minor. I mostly simply reconnected a few loose connections and fixed some faulty wiring, etc., etc., as well as making a few small additions. A large part of the major change to your body came from the class-up phenomenon itself, which provides some very interesting data, because we have very little in reference to how that affects a largely robotic body. Question is that interfacing with them with the materials.
So wait,
here?
you're saying
She's
that,
sort
like,
of like mumbling to herself a little bit while examining the details.
So wait, did she just say that I'm, like, functioning, like, as if someone who had a large robotic body would be able to function or something, or, like...
No, I think she means, like... Obviously, they did some, like, adjusting to your, like, physical stuff. Like, they reattached some wires or whatever. Like, a lot of the, like, changes
Got
in...
more arms.
Yeah. Like, they gave you some, like, physical stuff, but, like, most of the, power or whatever is, something that, like, a lot of people, like, go through. And apparently they don't have a lot of, data on robots doing that usually, so...
It's not typical for a robot to have an epithet or be able to gain an amount of power that would, on their own merit, that would warrant the phenomenon.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Wait, no, I'm not a robot. I'm a human.
You yourself might be, but your body is another question entirely.
No, like, my brain is in here.
I'm aware.
Okay, clear. Just making sure. Confuses some people. Fukura is messing around with the new duds. She sort of, like, from underneath her, like, her fluffy coat, because, like, her coat that she usually wore, which was, like, a bit tattered before, is a little bit, like, nicer looking. She, like, lifts up one of her arms, and then, like, a couple more other robotic arms come out from under it. She's like, fucking sick, dude. I'm like Dr. Octopus. I'm like, oh wait, that's probably a bad thing to say. What's another, like, full robot arms sort of, like, figure? Come on, help me out, Wes. You watch movies.
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of them, but I mean, like, I don't think Doc Ock's are, like, a bad comparison for, like... I mean, you got, like, the cool vibe, right? Just because his legs are cool doesn't mean that the, you know, the rest of them can't be bad.
You know, that's fair. She, is just toying around with the new robot stuff. She fucking grabs one of the little camera drones. She's like, look at this little thing. Did this, like, come from me? Is this, like, part of me?
So, what is she, grabbing right now?
She's grabbing one of the little camera drones from her background and, like, looking over it, like...
Can you, like... I mean, I guess you can, like, control them, right?
Yeah, I can move them.
Did you add those? Looks over to the CEO.
Yes, those were one of the additions that I made.
Alright, well, they added cameras for you.
Do they, like, attach to me somewhere, or are they just, like, permanent, like, flying around?
They should be able to They're relatively small. They should be able to attach and store themselves within your body. Generally speaking, they should be directly connected with your mind and your epithet, so controlling them should be easy for you.
God damn.
Looking over the data, it looks like some of the more major changes and improvements. Some of it came up from the class-up phenomenon. Some of it appears to have come from the materials themselves that your body was made up of. A sort of some amount of almost self-repairing metal in some cases that seems to just need specific stimuli in order to do something. That comes down to a number of the parts that were Temperament in origin, though some CPAP. Interesting. This is all very, very useful data. So, I would say this has been more than worthwhile for me as well.
If the metal or whatever, if her body self-repairs itself in that way, how'd the wires get all messed up?
Guess it was slow to work.
Like I said, they tend to need some kind of sometimes specific external stimuli, and not all of the parts are of that same origin. It's likely the mishmash of parts were inhibiting things and making it difficult for the stimuli to properly activate.
Oh my god. Hey Wes, do you think
Huh?
that if I fight enough cool stuff and I get strong enough, then I can become a fucking nanite swarm?
I mean, probably. You can make a bunch of, like, tech stuff now, yeah? So, like, you're already do the whole thing of, like, transferring your mind. I mean, you got your mind in those cameras, yeah? So, you could probably become, like, a bunch of little guys, too. I mean, I don't really know exactly how you would... Like, he, like, takes his hands and, like, does a motion of, like squeezing something, like, in, like, shrink yourself down or make those things, but, like...
Fukura rubs her hands together. Oh, we're breaking out of the timeline with this one. She seems rather good vibed with this whole thing.
Well, if you have any other questions for me, feel free to ask. Otherwise, that's about all I had for you for this meeting.
Well, hey, seems like it was a resounding success.
Ooh. Hey Wes, maybe next time we could get you fitted with like a sick robot arm or something.
Maybe. I think I'm good for now. But I mean, I won't say no to getting new tech that's I can use as I want, but I'll save the arm transplants till I need it, I guess.
Sure, fair enough, but like, make you look a little cute. She like chuckles, obviously joking.
He like puts like his hands on his hips. I don't know how much a robot arm's gonna do that for me. I think I'm plenty fine enough as it is. As he
You're great, Wes.
kicks his foot against the ground. All right.
Though,
Oh, yeah?
to be clear, just to ask before we head out, we're like, is this like a whole business partnering sort of deal? Was this just like a one-time thing where you wanted to help me out? Like,
I would
because
consider this...
me and Platinum Stardust have got a thing, but like, I mean, I can work for 2 tech moguls at once, just so long as I'm not breaking NDA.
She seems a little bit distracted. She looks up. Well, if you would be willing to every once in a while stop by for a performance checkup just to see how everything is progressing with the new changes and just get a bit more information about that, we can schedule a thing for that. I think actually, if you would be willing, that would actually be very helpful, I believe, for both of us. Both me for my research and you for making sure your body is working at top performance and there are no other outstanding issues that flew under the radar.
Fair enough. Fair. Figure you've probably got a whole lot of other people working under you, but if the extent of us doing business is me going in for a doctor's appointment every week or so, that's fair enough. Shrugs.
Depending on how checkups go, we may be able to do more business, but for now, that's all I can promise for.
Got it. Well, hey Wes, how's about we go, Fuck, wait, do you have a place here?
No, I don't have, like, a place.
Oh god, I don't have a place either.
I'll just usually, hang wherever, because, you know, with how my epithet works, I can just kind of crash wherever I find myself, so. I've been kind of hanging around the DBA building for a bit recently, but...
Let's go find a place and hang.
Sure. Looks over to the CEO. And, you know, hey, I'm sure they're having fun looking into all that research, but if, what Fukura is saying is true and, the future she comes from is all, apocalyptic and all that, maybe you want to make some, diversions from what your first thought would be with, the thing. You don't want to be making, this world an apocalypse too, huh?
Oh, well, see, that's a whole thing, right? Because time's fucking weird. Unless there is a fucked up time loop sort of thing where me even interacting with Platinum and, looks at this lady. I actually don't think I have your full name. Me, like, interacting with these two people has already inadvertently caused the fall of these two companies, which will then lend to the future merger of them, which then lends to me getting this body, which then lends to me going back in time. I think we're in a different timeline, but I have no idea how that works.
Be careful about it, though. Just keep it in mind. Don't want to be destroying the world or nothing. Nothing like that.
Apologies for forgetting to introduce myself. She reaches into another drawer and pulls out a couple business cards and slides them across her desk. Ria Kilaya, CEO of Temperament.
Hail grab. Her camera eyes sort of like, her eyes do the thing that, like, you know, the lens sort of, like, spins a little bit as it, like, looks. Cool.
But, yeah, with, with that, vague warning out of the way, we can probably get out of here. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Usually, from what I've seen, doing the timeline stuff makes it so that timelines branch out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm still working to try and, like, fully make sure that stuff doesn't happen. But, like, you know, probably we're on a right track.
Yeah, I mean, if you know it now, then, like, you can probably go about preventing it a bit easier, so...
Yeah, I mean, nothing I've done has done any of the time travel future stuff where I've stopped existing, so, I mean, logistically speaking, I should be fine.
Right. Yeah, nothing like that's happened. You're still here, so...
Right. It has been nice working with both of you. As much as I would like to... As I would be willing to stay and field a number more questions, since this is some very interesting data and research, I do have another meeting coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. We'll leave then.
Yep.
You have my email though, so if any pressing questions come by, simply email me and I will respond as soon as I can.
Peace.
Thumbs up. And Fukura goes in the elevator and just sort of leans up against the wall as they hit the button to go back down.
Yeah, start going back down.
Wow. Never gets more comfortable talking with CEOs and stuff.
Oh yeah, stuffy business types. It's always something. I don't usually like doing these kinds of things. Specifically, like having to deal with businessy types. But it's all good. Turned out perfect for you, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm feeling aces. Like, I got, like my brain actually feels like it's connected to my body. My body feels like I can actually fucking move. It's strange how much I didn't realize how stifled I was until I'm actually operating really well.
Well, that's what I was saying, yeah? It's like some sort of, like, very slight lag or something.
Yeah, and I mean, I have so much stuff. Like, I could probably handle, like, operating all of this, like, cameras and arms and, like, this stuff I can just dispense, like, takes out a couple USBs, puts them back in. Like, I could probably have handled all of that, but, like, I think now, like, I feel like I've unlocked, like, 50% of my brain as opposed to the 10% that people say that humans are able to use or something.
Well, hey, if you have, that's certainly a lot.
Which, also comes with the, like, weird stuff of, like, actually being able to remember a lot and finding out why I was so sucks before. Like, as in, like, I was bad, at using my epithet before. She sort of, like, puts a faux woe is me hand over her head as she leans up against the wall.
Right. You, do you want to talk about the, stuff you remember?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're, like, my closest friend and you know about time stuff, so it's like, you know, if you'd be willing to hear me out, I'll be willing to hear out any sort of, like, problems you have. Though, if I remember right from DBA, you sort of had the whole, trauma undoing pill.
It's not trauma undoing pill. He, like, looks to the, like, down into the side, kicking his, 1 foot around. I faced some of the stuff from when I was real little. It's not all, like, gone, and I have other problems. But, I mean, it did
Well,
help.
we could solve those.
Yeah.
And if we ever see the dog again, then, takes out, like, fucking grenade launcher.
Yeah. Something tells me that dog's not going to be able to chase me through however many fucking timelines I've gone through. But, yeah.
But, I guess to put things short, I guess. She sort of, like, thinks a second. How do I succinctly put this into words? I was part of a band. And, like, we were musicians, but...
Well, that checks out with the drums.
Yeah. I remembered that part, but the problem is we weren't like a band of wayward bards who were looking to make everyone around us feel good. We were mercenary assassins who, like, killed people. Which is, like, fair, because, like, it's the future and everything sucked anyway, but, like, it was kind of weird. We went around, we killed anomalous creatures, we sometimes got people. I was a kind of a fucking raging psychopath, which explains, you know, the whole this thing. Like, you know, flips to this. It just like, well, this is just sort of, you know, the look I have. But before, you know, I'd go all crazy for a couple seconds. That was actually that. Yeah, wow, it kind of sucked. Cause, like, realizing all of that, because I kind of, like, died. Which is why I'm in the robot body, I think. That part gets a little bit fuzzy.
Right. Well.
And then anyways, because I was in the robot body and my epithet is attached to my brain, my body and my brain started having a lot of issues, and so I nerfed myself.
You nerfed yourself?
Yeah, I think I was in so much pain that I literally just, kind of, like, blew up my brain a little bit using my epithet to make it worse, so that I would be okay. Right,
and this was before you got sent back.
Yeah. It's kind of awkward talking about this stuff out loud because it feels real dumb when I'm putting it to words. But I'm like, because like I feel better now. But wow, it's like hindsight, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're literally seeing it before it happened. In a way. I mean, you're in time, chronologically, this is before any of that, so you're seeing it before it happens, but after it happens. It's... all this stuff is real weird. It's hard to get your mind all over it. But, first off, he sort of, like, walks over. Don't worry about any of the mercenary stuff. I mean, I'm basically a mercenary, too. I just do more heists than I do hits, you know? So, I mean, I'm plenty used to that kind of thing. I mean, hey, if nothing else, with all the other things, even if you were a bit out of control before, seems like you've managed to rein yourself in.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, so, I mean, hey, ever since I've known you here, you've always been able to keep your composure, so... I don't know, everything seems like it's looking good for you.
Well, that's not true. There was the time where with the one old man who really pissed us off, who I got real weird at, but like... And then there was also the time where I accidentally, like, killed that one dude by flashbanging him mega hard. And then there was also that time where I...
Well, for one, the old man was being really weird and cryptic the whole time. He was being all weird and stuff or whatever. I don't remember this flashbang thing. Is that some other time?
Oh, that happened before the tree lady. Like, there was like a weird shadow guy, and he was like, "I'm going to kidnap you and all your friends, and then make this guy called Hero fight for it." And then it just like, you know, I just sort of like, I was like, well, everything's dark. I remember being in a room that was all light, so if I just bring all the light from that room here because I remember it, and he died.
I don't know, he seemed like he was threatening you, so, like, that's self-defense.
He put me in a box.
Like a bad box?
Like a box that I was, like, unconscious in, I think.
Well, yeah, that's self-defense.
Hero seemed pretty upset about it. She puts a hand on her chin and, like, strokes it a little bit.
I mean...
Actually, that guy's name was literally Villain.
Well, it seems pretty cut and dry to me, then.
Well, when you think about it, a guy named Villain put me in a box where I was unconscious and kidnapped us and wanted to make a guy called Hero toil over it, so I flashbanged him to death, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't sound... I mean, considering the circumstances and the stuff we've gone through in DBA, that seems... I don't think that seems like something to get too torn up over.
I wasn't really torn up over it. I guess it was just an instance of stuff happening. Wow. Oh, God.
The point, Fukura, right, Wess, like, walks over and sort of, like, takes a fist and, like, lightly bumps it against the shoulder. Is that, A, I know where you're coming from on the criminal underside side of things, and for two, seems like you're doing way better now. So if you're asking me, you're already working through your problems plenty.
She looks at you, Wess, and it's just like, thanks, Wess.
No problem, no problem. Overall,
the
man.
elevator
Yeah.
arrives at the bottom.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah. We don't have anything else we gotta do here, right? You wanted to hang somewhere?
Yeah, we can leave. Gee, if it were any sappier in here, I would have probably done a whole, like, yeah, Westcoon bit, but, like, nah.
Yeah. he, like... he yeah.
She just is laughing at that.
Listen, I'm just trying to comfort a friend here, you know?
Your punch is so hard.
Just wins.
You notice the reception desk is currently unoccupied. Assumedly, Mary is still checking up on her sister.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, never asked about that. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, what, she got a sister? She's doing something? I'm sure there's a story about it, but, like, shrugs.
I wonder if it would be a problem if I were to just sort of takes a second, is like, what's the layout of this building? Yep, okay, cool.
Yeah, you get a general understanding of the layout of the building. Nothing too notable aside from, there are a number of development floors that range through a number of like the mid-level floors, and there's also a few basement floors as well.
Big building, huge pyramid building.
I mean, yeah,
Got a lot of floors.
Looked massive from the outside, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm only getting like, it's gotta be like probably half the floors in this building with my scans.
You only get.
Oh shit, is the driver still here? Like, well, not half, but like, I imagine if I was doing the scan all the way down, I'd be able to get the whole building, but I am at the bottom floor, so.
Right. Usually a scan just, like, covers basically everything, though. I remember when we were in the like, bank museum place.
Yeah, I'm not putting all my effort into it, just, like, looking at what this whole place's, like, floor layout is. If I really wanted to, I could probably, like, she, like, looks around because this is the center of the town, like, looks to the building, like, all the way across. I could probably get to the whole, like, cul-de-sac here in the central part of town, and then just past, points at the building in the distance, that place.
Jeez. Well, you're gonna be waltzing around this building plenty if you're going for your weekly checkups, so you'll have plenty of time to scan however much of this building you want.
Yeah, maybe I'll find another secret room or something here.
And there's gotta be, like, hundreds of secret rooms in a place like that.
Honestly, right, I wouldn't be surprised if the building had, like, some sort of weird multi-cube layout where rooms just sort of, like, slid into place in different parts of the building based on, like, a pneumatic system of, like, moving, like analog parts.
Ellipses, ellipses, ellipses.
In short, could you imagine if, like, a building was made up, like, of, like, 100 different cubes which all shifted around each other? So theoretically, if there was a, like, living room area and a kitchen area next to each other, eventually the shifting of the rooms could make it so that instead of a living room area and the kitchen, it's a living room area and, like, the garage or something.
I mean, that is some pretty crazy tech. I'm not sure if this, whole building's gonna have it, but, I mean, it could. I guess this place is a tech company or whatever, so if there's gonna be anyone that has the hard tech, it's gonna be the tech.
She nods. I just thought about it with, like, how the wall was sliding out of place. Like, it was like, oh, it's maybe normal for that to happen, but I don't imagine that room could be there all the time. Or maybe it could. Maybe she just has her side office, but the way she was talking, it looked like she had that put there just for the sake of it.
Maybe. I don't know, it seems like they've been working on, these kinds of things, like the, they said that, like, they're working on stuff that your current body is, like, I guess, they're working on what would eventually become, like, the first version of your
some
whole
of the
thing,
parts that I had, yeah.
So, I mean, if they're working on something like that, and that machine is there to touch them up, then, I don't know.
Yeah. Real interesting thinking about it. She, like, starts walking down the sidewalk. Is the driver still here, actually?
He would be.
Oh, fuck. Actually, let's just get in the car and go to fucking DBA, and then we can go find a fucking burger place or something. I actually have a mouth now, so I can probably eat.
Oh, yeah! No, you actually do! Like, we were talking about that. We really should have gotten some more gum from that, Mary girl.
Ah, she was in development. But, I mean, it's kind of interesting. Models from fucking Platinum Co., parts from Temperament, upgrade from Temperament, new hands from Platinum Co. I mean, what's next? Am I gonna get, like, a central processing unit from fucking Mercadia. Wait, no, not that one. The one that like the one company that had the Tsukikari estate. That one.
I don't know. Maybe if whoever's running that one calls you up for a meeting, you'll be able to find out.
Fuck no, it's the Sakura estate. Oh well, let's just fucking go.
Yeah. As you hop in the car and you go off back over to DBA, and we have one last little thing to do. Back up here in the in Ria's office. As
Oh
she
yay!
types a little bit more, types away a bit more on her computer, on her keyboard, at her computer. And a few minutes passed after you two have gone away, and after a bit more time, she seems to finish whatever she was typing, working on. As she stops working on that, she pulls out her tablet again and presses a button, and the lights in her office dim a little bit. A shade of some kind lowers over the windows behind her to create a sort of darker and private space, and a number of projectors turn on. One moment. Yeah, a number of projectors turn on as a holographic image of a person appears.
Alright, come on. Is it Vita? Is it like numbers? Like Diagonal Man? Alright, there it is.
There she is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Once she appears, Ria speaks up. Good afternoon, ma'am. Sorry for the slight delay. My last meeting ran a little bit long. It's perfectly fine. I assume it was important to your work. Will your brother not be joining us for today's meeting? No, he is out of town on a work trip. He said something about discovering the location of some item or liquid or something that would help with his latest research project. Very well then. Now, I believe you mentioned having a progress update on your latest project. Yes, I do. As she picks up her tablet, walks around the desk, pressing a few things on it, as a few sort of holographic screens appear in the air in front of her desk. As you can see, progress has been going relatively well. We've confirmed the proper epithet resonance with the materials, and now we just have a few more steps to put together all of the materials, figure out the development and design, and work on reducing production cost. As of today, there's been a bit of a breakthrough as well. Combining that with the data I just gathered from my last meeting, we should have a couple working prototypes ready to test within a week. In that case, I suppose the question becomes who we have to test the new prototypes when they're ready. On that topic in particular, I actually have a few suggestions of agents that I think would provide significantly useful test data with this project in particular. As she continues talking and their meeting continues as the scene fades out. And that is the end of the short story.
Yeah.
Crazy dog.
Crazy.
Fukura's class 2 now.
Whoa!
Wahoo!
It happened.
Yeah.
She's class 2 and her icon's fucking sick.
Hell yeah. I like the shift to like the Splinter Cell goggles.
Yeah. It was an idea I came up with of like, it would be cool. I want to shift away from the screen's design, but how should her eyes look? Ooh, maybe just she has a lot of them.
Yeah. I'm particularly proud of like Like, here's the thing, right? Old Fukura compared to new Fukura, old one is crusty and disgusting and old, and I hate it. New one, I feel like I did pretty well. I'm particularly happy with her robot menace icon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me switch to it because it's very, very good. And I'm also, it's not to be understated, I still also like human Fukura alt. It's very funny.
It's very silly, yeah.
Yeah. She is human alt now because she has many masks and can change how people see her, so she can make people see her as human her.
Yeah.
She even has this.
You know, funny.
Funny!
And as I mentioned as well, if you want to show it off in your summons folder, I created a character
yeah.
for Hollow Fukura.
There is, in fact, because I noticed it when the short story started.
Yeah.
Where is it that it's being,
I'm putting it on the car where Wess is.
Oh, I see.
I panned back down there.
Yeah, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
For some reason, my brain just, like, completely blanked on this being the same map. Even though, like,
Wow.
we've just been on the same map. I was like,
Yeah.
where is this?
I could have made sections different map, but I figured
No.
it'd be each section was small enough. I figured it's like we can just make it one decent
Yeah,
sized
no,
map.
I
and it'll
agree.
Yeah.
function.
I agree. I just blanked. But yeah, that was fun. Good shit.
Yeah.
For a class 2.
Fukura class 2.
Yeah. So, with all that, first off, if you're new around here, you enjoyed yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel. Whether it's more DBA, it's spin-offs, other tabletops, or anything else, you should join our funky Discord server. Finding out, oh, there it is! Whoa! There's the link. Go there to get notified when we're going live, how we're going live, why we're going live, and it's the Discord. It's the place to go to be in the know. Follow and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching. Always a fantastic time. We couldn't do it the way we do it without everyone involved, including all of you viewers. And of course, the biggest of thanks to Rosche and Sam for having the character and the plot, for having this event happen in the first place. So, yeah, thank you to everybody involved. And unless there's anything else, I think we can call it curtains for this one. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.